All right, let's talk about some troubleshooting stuff you might want to do or need to do here. So you mentioned, I believe it was going from the A string down to the E string that can be problematic. So with just this group of notes here, the thing on screen, you may want to or need to just single this out at certain speeds. So like when you get higher up with your metronome and then you notice you're starting to have trouble there, you can single this part out and it's going to sound happy. Almost like 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. So sorry about that, but that's just how it sounds when it's singled out. And then just focus on really sticking that landing onto the C note. And you can do it even less and just go between those. So let's say you're at 140 and that's where things start getting tricky. And you're running through it and you notice that things aren't quite what they need to be at that highlighted portion. So you can do this a few times. And then try the whole thing again. Let's try that right. And then as you climb up further, let's say 160 is where you start getting stuck again. So again, you can do this. Or just the 2 beat thing, so beats 3 into the beat, or beats 2 into the beginning of beat 3. So it's a thing to think about when you're doing that. So yeah, even something like a really fast pace to help you get unstuck there for a second. And so that little plateau breaking thing I think is appropriate to implement now because it doesn't take too long to do. And another one that I really like to do kind of helps get the mind back on track. So let's say something like 180 you're at, and you're having a hard time hearing the notes being placed correctly. So what you can do is instead of just constantly going at it at 16th notes, do it 8th notes. Do like 2 or 3 times like that. And then full speed again. Another thing, a little bit more complicated. You go beat to beat. So you play all of one beat and just hit the first note of the next one. And then here to here, 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 and then finish it. So this is what I'm talking about. So hopefully that made sense. So I went da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum. So that's another thing you can do at the higher speeds to get yourself unstuck. And then with the augmented stuff, remember you're going to still start with the major scale like you have been, and you're skipping every other note name. It always has to be every other note name. You just add in as many sharps and flats as necessary to make that note name correct. So if you want, you can start by just making it easy. We're going to just write out every other note name starting with that root note, and then you have the basis for what needs to be in order to spell out the three note names that make the chord that you're doing. So like with the C augmented, I don't remember if that's one of them. I think it is. Obviously you start with the C note. 1, 2, 3, land on the E, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a G, but then you're going to sharpen it. So C, E, G sharp. But yeah, so we keep going on the 1, 2, 3, write that in, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then sharp that. So you continue to visually see the interval spacings and all that. So if any questions come up with that, please let me know. There's at least two of the augmented chords that can be tricky. One in particular. So if it seems really weird and you're just not sure about the name of it, let me know, and I will see you next week.